Hey, what's up, Starlink? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I love it, Starlink. What you got going on today? Any big weekend plans? Trying to heal? All right. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me while you're trying to heal. What brought you to the channel? Was I just in your feed, or were you looking for some financial help? Eat me for breakfast. Crazy question. I don't believe I have an answer for you. Just coincidence? I like that. Well, I'm glad you're here. Hey, it's all good. I'm happy to answer questions that aren't financial that I can help out with. Yo, what's up, Snow Squirrel? Welcome. I'm really excited, Snow Squirrel. I have a new video coming out today. It's an educational video. It's much different than anything I've released before. I am nervous. I'm also excited. I can't find a suitable job for me. What job is suitable for you, Starlink? They recruit only who they know in my country, and also corruption. Yeah, that's very true almost everywhere. What country are you in? Uncle Charlie. I just got approved for a $500,000 loan, but I can't afford the payments. Is it for a house, Charlie? Country in Southwest Asia. All right. Unfortunately, corruption seems to be everywhere politicians are involved. My dream house. Well, how old are you, Uncle Charlie? Are you old enough to be looking at your dream house? Because generally my recommendation for people is to not max out their home loan. Start off in a home that you can afford and work your way up. Because otherwise you're going to be stressed every single month. And is that worth it? 40? All right. Well, I'm 41 and I don't have the dream home. I'm happy, but I don't have the dream home. But it's not a bad time. If it's your final house, you can make some arguments for it. You know, if you lost your job in a couple of years, what would happen? Right? Whereas if you go for less of a house now, happy wife, happy life. Not if you lose your job and have to get rid of the house. Right? Because if you buy a home for less that you can easily afford, that makes life a lot easier. Yeah, the government paid organizations here in the Netherlands, it's the same. If you know people, you get in. Otherwise, only years of experience mostly. Yep. That's how it is, Snow Squirrel. Nepotism in some form or another. This thing has everything. I built in pool, a cold plunge. All right. Listen, it sounds like a beautiful home, right? You called it your dream home. So I imagine it is spectacular. You can't. Oh, that's right. Aren't you? Don't you work for the state, Uncle Charlie? And what are the chances you're gonna increase your pay and all that sort of stuff? You know what I mean? How much do you recommend folks keep for home maintenance and retirement? New water heater and all that. Diet Dr. Pepper. I recommend an emergency fund of 12 months of basic living expenses. That might seem high. Wait, you've been in here before, Diet Dr. Pepper, because I like Coke. I like Dr. Pepper Zero. But 12 months of basic living expenses. That's generally what I recommend. I work for the ATF. Oh man, my kids and wife love. I can't say no to them. It's hard to argue with that, Uncle Charlie. But 12 months of basic living expenses will set you up, and then you can replenish it over time when you need things like a new hot water heater. But it sounds like you got good job security, Uncle Charlie. Any big thoughts on how to support our communities without handouts? If we have stable jobs but are trying to get friends, family, and better career paths. I know it's straying a bit. No, I like this. Mentoring is a good way, right? If you have a local community center, can you set up mentoring sessions to help people out, right? Are there skills that you could teach people? Interview skills, things like that. I think I should just put $300,000 down and have $200,000 mortgage, and then I'll be more comfortable. Yeah, but that's a lot of cash. Where are you getting that cash from, Uncle Charlie? What do you think of those ideas, Diet Dr. Pepper? The taste of a new generation. All right, let's Diet Pepsi, but still. My life savings, bro. Like investments, so you're going to have to sell out of investments and everything to do that? What would you do with ETF investments if the USA were to introduce the same tax that they want to do here, 36% tax on unrealized gains? They're saying they are doing it above. Man, I actually, what's funny is, no, I thought about this and I don't know any real good alternatives. Because what, do you sit on your cash and then don't invest? Because that could hurt you. But if the entire community said, okay, we're not investing anymore, that would actually tremendously hurt the economy there. So if everybody did that in lockstep and in unison, it would have a monumental effect. Um, but everyone would have to agree to do it essentially. I dig it. Just trying to find all the ways to not be the one rich friend cousin. Yeah, it's more helping people with ideas and how to do things. How do you say, why do I feel like you're setting me up, Billy Job? No, it's sitting in the bank. All right, so you don't have to sell any investments. It's all your cash. So this is your emergency fund and then some, yeah? Abraham Jackson, Avensum. Lacrage, hello friend. I'm back to my college exams. What am I doing for the first time? The reason is that I want to handle my emotional overload. Otherwise, I end up leaving the exam. Even if I know the answers, I feel bad or I have to take the exam again in 4 months. So, you know what you know, right? You should be getting to the point that you have a certain level of confidence that you know what you know. There's no point in being stressed out. You know what you know. You're going to do well. Envision it. Envision all of your knowledge coming through and getting put down on the paper. Still be better than keeping it in the bank, 1.3 interest, but in the long term, this new system still might cost a lot of money on taxes. Thinking of an extra buffer for this. So, what they're going to force people to do, it sounds like, without maybe they don't realize this, is sell out of their investments. Because, right, how are people going to pay taxes if you have just a normal person has a $500,000 gain that they've been building up over the last 20 years, and now they owe tax on it? How are they going to pay that without selling the investment, without going broke? Scenario: you have a family member with a terrible business idea that needs money to support family. How do you bring them back to earth instead of telling them underwater basket weaving is a valid job? Hey, what's up, Lynn? Maybe do some research with them. Like, hey, maybe we could do some research together on this idea and see if if it should hit, or if there are maybe some ways we could change it. But hey, I'm going to mention this a couple times today because I'm really excited about it and it would mean a lot to me. I have a new video coming out today at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's my first educational only video. No street interviews, no nothing like that. It is purely me talking to, or me giving education. It would mean a lot if people were able to watch it. I'm really sorry to plug myself like that. But yeah, so no, I don't know. Has anybody brought up that fact, that how are people going to come up with the money? Because this is actually what you're describing is an issue for estate taxes here in America. People end up owing a lot of tax on the estates that are passed down to them, like a farm. It's a farm, so it's not cash. So to pay for that tax, they have to sell the farm. What's the general topic? Who's the intended audience? The intended audience is everybody, but it's about Bitcoin. It's a Bitcoin educational video. Exactly, like they are attacking people building wealth long term here now that they are not already rich. Yeah, this is it's tough, and there are downstream effects to it. Like I don't know if it's on purpose here in America, but it feels like it was a way to get farming away from the small guy. Right? There are almost but there are much less family farms now than there have ever been before, because the regular person doesn't have that cash just sitting to the side to pay that down. Yeah, industrialized farming is a whole other beast that comes with this. Yeah, it's tough, man. This is a really bad idea. I don't understand. Um, like, if you were to ask me how to destroy your own country and to destroy the future, or how to concentrate more wealth and more production into the hands of a few, it's exactly what they're doing in your country. Do 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 do. Haven't looked at the markets yet. Wonder if the green went on or did we start dropping again? It's a good question. I haven't looked either. Let's take a look now. Go to Market Watch. U.S. markets are pretty flat. European markets are probably on the downside. Asian markets, hit or miss. Hit or miss. Since we're looking at this, let's look at these 52-week highs and lows. Man, Pfizer's at a 52-week high. Markets are closed today. I think they're only closed for a half a day. Is it a full day, Diet Dr. Pepper? I don't work in corporate anymore. Yo, what's up, Borchells? Let's see if this has a date. Let's look at Pfizer. Yep, looks like it was yesterday. Man, so now the market is fully closed on Good Friday. Borchells, Borchells. All right, I'm saying this to everybody who, for Good Friday. When I was working at Vanguard, maybe it did change in the last year, but we had shorter days. The market was open for less hours. It was a half day. Yeah. But Borchells, new video coming out at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Home Depot is at a 52-week low. Nike's at a 52-week low. Fidelity National Information Services, I don't know what that is. Tractor Supply, 52-week low. Zillow is at a 52-week low. Interesting. Yeah, let's go, Borchells. I'm really excited about it. It's a Bitcoin educational video. Should you buy Bitcoin? It must be AI fault that markets are closed on Fridays, as everything else today is praised and blamed on AI. Yes. Good Fry AI. Good Fry AI. How many people have you professionally advised that had a decent portfolio of construction versus people that created terrible portfolios? Any common themes you saw in people who did better? Diversification was generally the better thing. I would actually say that more people had close to a good portfolio than didn't. But the most common thing is people who buy like individual stocks and things like that with no real rhyme or reason. They don't really know why they bought what they bought. Do you think Bitcoin is overlooked to other decent crypto like Ethereum? Do you mean like over hey, thanks Dr. Pepper. Do you mean over purchased board shells or overlooked? Tell me more. Because I think Bitcoin is definitely paid attention to more. It gets more of the money. And there could definitely be more cryptos out there. Like one of my biggest concerns with crypto is there's nothing special or unique about the technology. What if something with better technology comes out later? What is to stop people from taking their money out of Bitcoin and move it into something else? Other than Bitcoin being the most famous, which does matter. Bitcoin is at under 67,000. Man, SpaceX is reportedly targeting a $2 trillion valuation. Insane. Oh my goodness. Like, public is more trained to believe in Bitcoin a lot more than some actual utility crypto. Yes, I do believe that. I don't know if it's trained, right? Bitcoin has worked for years to get to where they are, right? So you could say they deserve it or whatnot. But either way, right? Like there's XRP, which is trying to essentially take over the bank or the Swift banking system for wires and things like that. Yo, what's up, Luca? Life is well. Life is good, Luca. Something you probably don't talk about. How do you feel about all the dangers of holding crypto, scammers targeting whales, fake wallet apps, no authority to recover stolen funds? Yeah, I mean, that's also a concern. It's decentralized, and for all the benefits that decentralization gets you, there's also downsides for security. I do not talk about that in the video. I'm very interested to see. I take a almost an agnostic approach to Bitcoin because it's not an educational video on like what it is, how it trades. So it's purely a I don't know how to describe it, but I am concerned about those things. Give me one sec here. I need to throw this out. I am back. Should one buy Bitcoin now or stay on the sidelines? So I don't think there's a definitive answer there, Borchels. Like like my biggest concern for Bitcoin is there's no intrinsic value. It releases at 6 p.m. Eastern time, Luca. So if you're going to buy Bitcoin, this is sort of a spoiler, but nobody knows what it's going to do, right? It has no actual value in that it doesn't, there's no use case for it, right? It's not usable in that you can't put it in anything, you can't hold it. It has value only because other people say it has value. So if Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, will that change if they actually make it U.S. reserve currency? Possibly. Um, but that still doesn't give it intrinsic value. That does add backing. Yes, so there's no inflationary pressure on Bitcoin. So the problem, though, is so if you have no inflationary pressure, that is definitely a positive. So, all right, let's get into it. The US dollar is backed by the most powerful country in the world. That's the main difference, right? It's essentially backed, and it's sort of backed by the petrodollar. Bitcoin is literally backed by nothing. But I understand where you're coming from, Luca. I'm actually really excited to see your view on it. Because again, I'm not anti Bitcoin. I'm giving away the whole video right now because it could still go to the moon, but it's only because other people are willing to pay more for it than you are. So the petrodollar is essentially the agreement that the US made in, I believe, the 70s, that oil has to be traded with the dollar. That's why the US likes oil, the oil so much. I mean, the world still runs on oil. I think that has more to do with it, but yes. Wait, so it's like it went from the gold standard, but now it's like the oil standard. That is sort of it, Luca. It is not the standard, though. You can't say that, for X amount of, you get X amount of oil for X amount of dollars or anything like that. It's just that because oil has to be traded on the dollar, there is a need for the dollar, which makes the dollar itself valuable. Yeah, that's a good way to put it there with Bitcoin. Yeah, it's the fear of everything collapsing. Yeah, if you do research on petrodollar, it's kind of alarming. Not alarming, but it is what essentially props up. Now, a lot of international trade is also exchange in US dollars, right? We're also the exchange currency of the world. So, right, if you want to trade from one country to another, you exchange their currency for dollars to then exchange into the other currency that you're getting. So different countries will trade in dollars. Yeah, issue is kind of still that they can print any amount of dollar. Yep. Let's make sure the dollar is always used, but not that it is always valuable. It's very prone to inflation. Absolutely, Luca. We deal with massive amounts of inflation. Massive amounts. Sorry, I don't want to use words like that all the time. We deal with inflation every year. It is built into the Fed that they will print. They will print 2% new money every year, no matter what. Give me 1 sec. Gotta shut the door. All right. Also, if I had Bitcoin, I would have like 10% of my savings in it. Probably not more, to be honest. Max 20% crypto, but that's pushing it. So you have to, for me, the way I think about it is if you are using Bitcoin or gold or whatever as a hedge, how much of it is going to essentially make you whole if how much of it is going to make you whole if everything collapses? Except with QE, that's when they go into overdrive with inflation. Yep, that's true. Also, Borchells. I think you guys are going to like my video. I think you guys are going to like my video. I'm really excited. I'm also really nervous, to be honest with you. I'm really nervous. Um, Luca, to your point, you generally want to look at your hedges as what's going to make you maybe not whole, but still put you in a good position, right? Because if you're talking about total collapse, 5% of your portfolio in one of these collapse type scenarios or value retainers, things like that. True, yeah. I like stocks probably most too. 50% stocks, 10%, 20% crypto, 20% gold or silver, 10% other stuff. But at the moment, I got no money. So no worry for me. Like, of course, real estate or things like that also are valuable, but I ain't nowhere near having that much money yet. Yep. Real assets, physical assets are generally what is king during a true collapse, right? Because if you do own a home and your currency collapses, that home doesn't become more valuable, but it takes more of the currency to do it, right? So if you own a $500,000 house and the currency collapses, all of a sudden that becomes a $5 million house, $50 million house when your currency turns to kindling for fire. To keep our agreement, I should probably do work on my game. Yeah. I now have a little sprite animation so I could see if animal sprite or something looks good. I like it. Yeah, do some work. And then ask chat and me how we can help. You should be nervous. That is a good sign of great work you did. Hey, I just saw that, Porchells. Thank you, man. I think today I could maybe work on camera controls. If it's too distracting, the new floor ground tiles probably. I dig it. Every step is a step forward. I guess that's not true. Every step is progress. Yeah, that works, right? Yeah, I had to change that real quick because I have learned that steps forward are not always, or steps are not always steps forward, unfortunately. Do 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 do. Hey, so Diet Dr Pepper switched from the portrait mode to the landscape mode. I'm wondering which one you like better. I'm in portrait mode, even though I'm on a laptop. I kind of like it more. All right. I'm a little bit smaller. You don't have to get such a close up of my face. Taking mortgage to buy rental property in the suburbs of Austin, Texas, or just keep investing in stocks? What do you prefer at this point? So it depends on what your goals are, Borchells. Notice that for most other small streamers on YouTube, they get more views on portrait. 100%, yes. Because portrait, they push into somebody's feeds. If they're just doom scrolling, there's a chance I come up. But if in landscape, I'm not just going to come up. Okay, so Borchells, it all depends, right? Do you want to be a landlord? That matters. And if you're also talking about overall net returns, I believe they say stock is ahead. But the benefits of real estate are cash flow and that it is a real asset, a physical asset. I think it's also easier to get your live recommended if it's on shorts. Yeah. The view difference between the two is like shockingly different. My goal is minimal involvement and minimal maintenance. Well, that's definitely stocks. There's a lot more work involved when it comes to real estate. A lot more work. Now, you can hire a property manager and do close to nothing. Oh, I totally forgot. I am on a second platform right now. I should probably pull that up. Do 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 do. I got to answer this call. One moment here. Will borrowing against your stock portfolio be some kind of cash flow as well? Ooh, good question. RJS, 1 second here. Okay, we are back. Sorry, Unc, about Monday. Couldn't find your stream at the exact time. Been waiting for a notification. It doesn't pop up. That's messed up. Yeah, I made some notes on car finance and stuff. You don't like financing cars. I totally agree with it. Hey, let's go, RJS. Good to see you. All right, so let's go back here, Borchells. Will borrowing against your stock portfolio be some kind of cash flow as well? So there is something to be said about that, right? For leveraging. This is a very popular topic right now, Borchells. That if you take, that if you borrow against your assets, it's not taxable income. But at some point, the debts have to be paid. So I'd have to know a little bit more about your full plan before I could truly comment on it. All right, my contractor is on their way. Let's see how far they are. 20 minutes. How long have I been live here? I'm worried this is going to kill the stream completely when he gets here. Borrow, invest in a business, and pay it back with cash flow from that business. All right. Wait, how did you? Oh, did you, Esdia? No spoiler alerts, Esdia. But what'd you think? What did you think, Esdia? It's something completely new. We got people on the portrait side here that haven't seen it yet. Patreon members do get early access to videos. Do debts really have to be paid in the U.S.? I heard you don't need to pay your debts because you die with them. Nope. That can be true, but it all depends on if you. Ooh, I will go check that in a moment here, Estia. It will matter if you want to pass down your inheritance. Now, there's also titling things and all that. I'm going to go check this comment right now, SDX. I know you are a Bitcoin bro. I would like to know if you thought I stayed agnostic. Ah. Okay, I was going to respond to this now, but that's going to take too long to type. I will wait until later. But did I? Okay, so Borchells, borrow, invest into business, and pay it back with cash flow. I'm going to respond to it here on stream as well, Estia. Okay, hold on a second. I'm getting a call from them again. Okay, that was another alert that they will be here in 20 minutes. Okay. So, a lot of it, Borchells, borrow, invest in a business, and pay it back with cash flow. I mean, you can definitely do that, Borchells. You can do that. In Germany, you have to pay a ton of tax to pass on a property like a house, 7 to 50% of tax. Yikes, which doesn't sound like a lot. No, that sounds like a ton. Yeah, so what's funny, Luca, we were talking about this. I don't know if snow is still here, but farmers are the ones who are most commonly affected by this, and large business owners, because the big issue that we have is people don't hold that kind of cash. So what do they have to do to pay the tax? Is they have to sell the asset. Yeah, Germany is terrible as any other communist country. All right, so Esdia, the miners, who are they though? Right, they have some power, but who are they? Who is their collective control person? Right. Whoa. Let's see what that was. Hey, Rumbles. Thank you so much for the subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, the estate tax, RJS, it's ridiculous. But see, there's a lot of tax the rich people that don't realize rich, like even if you're a regular person who has $15 million, I know that's a lot of money, and right, you could consider yourself rich. There's nothing in life that could probably affect you, but if all of that is tied up in a family farm, and then you die and you go to pass that along, and now you owe estate taxes on it, let's just say 15%. Right now you owe a couple $1 million, and or even around a couple $1 million. You don't have generally people don't have that cash sitting there, right? Just because they have the value of that thing doesn't mean they have the cash for that thing. Yeah, it's a good question, Luca. Because you already paid tax when you made the income. Yep. And you paid the tax for materials. Yep. Man. Yeah. Now, the one thing I will say is there are people who say it doesn't really affect most people because you have to have over a certain asset amount. But that's still, if your assets are in a cash flowing seasonal business, it doesn't mean you have that kind of cash just on hand. Yeah, that's true yet. All right. When you keep refinancing on your portfolio, when your children inherit your things when you die, they also inherit any debt. So that debt has to be paid before anything goes to them. Yes, unless you title things a certain way, but still generally to pass down. Uh, I'm just going to go with a general yes because there's a lot of things that you can caveat and add to it. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that, Estia. Oh, let me answer these first. The first thing I'm going to do is open a family trust and keep property safe and in the family. So if the trust holds debts, the debts have to be paid. And depending on how you set the trust up, you don't get the step up in basis the same way an individual does. Netherlands is even better than Germany, taxing now some of the unrealized gains. Yep, we were talking about that earlier, board shells. It's crazy. I don't have a miner, but I run my own node on my own private server. I like it, SDA. The main thing is the miners have no real power. If things begin to collapse, what can they do? Whereas like the government can bail out or have a plan or things like that, right? The miners are just there as, especially once everything is mined, they're there to approve transactions, right? It's not a true backing. RJS. Internet mining. Internet mining. But these are great comments, Estia. I got to be ready for them. We'll see if YouTube feeds this out to people. I'm doing good, Mayan. How are you doing? So if you set any debt into your business, your children will not inherit it. A business will go bankrupt. Children will get any surplus that you left them from somewhere else. Yeah, you can kind of look at it that way, board shells. But again, it all depends on how it's set up. There's no definitive answer because it depends on how you set it up. If they're somehow completely separate entities that are not tied together, then that can work. Just know it's really hard to get out of debt. But yep, that's how most people do it here in America. Like, for example, the president has had businesses go bankrupt. That business did not affect other businesses because they were separate entities. He's just the most famous example. That happens all over the place. Sort of. It can be. Let me refresh this here. Dude. Says it'll be here in 19 minutes. Comp science guys are pretty cool. Hey, RJS, now you're on the portrait one. What do you think? Do you think that we are going to go boots on the ground this weekend? If so, what will the markets look like Monday? Oh, man. Estia always asking the real questions. And I appreciate that, Estia. Just know. I do think it's possible. And I think the markets will probably tank pretty hard on Monday if that is the case. Give a best advice for 20s. No account. Live like you're broke until you're rich. Be mindful of every dollar coming in and every dollar going out. But live like you're broke until you're rich. I'm on Landscape Main 1. Let's go. What do you think of the two different ones, RJS? I'll bet markets go down. Biggest drop in history. I don't think it'll be the biggest drop in history, Estia. But with that being said, I finally get to help people if this happens. I haven't got to do this in about a year. It was literally last April that stuff went down. But if it does, please come back into this chat because we could be looking at a generational buying opportunity. I don't think it'll be the biggest drop ever, but I do think we'll be looking at a buying opportunity if that happens. I don't know about ever, but I do think it's good. Could be good. So trust is not passing, step up in basis, same as an individual taxable account. Correct. Correct, board shells. I live like I was rich, now I'm broke. You know, there are people, it's kind of interesting to watch internet philosophy and how people talk on the internet. They talk about why would you ever save money? Because there's always like a job or something out there. Like there are people who live to the wall. It's kind of wild. Both are quite good. I like it. Do you like my bigger head now, RJS? Esdia, I hope to earn the respect and the community during this time. If it were to happen. I hope I grow in size during this. Hey, let's go, RJS. It's even bigger than it looks. It's like 14 inches, man. I liked your video where you said that saving is just spending your money more wisely on things that will give you most out of it, not never spending any money at all. Yeah. I like that, Luca. That's one of the most important messages. I think a lot of people, when they think about budgeting, they don't want to do it because they think that means they're not going to do the things they like. And I'm like, no, it probably means you're going to do more of the things you like and less of the things that don't matter. It's like seeds. If you plant seeds next year, you get more. But if you eat all your seeds this year, then you have to get new ones next year. Yeah. Mine is 3. I'm pretty small. 3 inches? Man, that's a pretty good beard, man. If I was in the corporate world, I had a pretty fat beard when I worked in the corporate world, but it was probably like this. And in the corporate world, working at Vanguard, this is a fat beard. People were like, "Whoa." I do wonder, would I have kept my beard crazy long like this? I still invest every 2 weeks regardless. Yeah, Esdia, if things go into a total collapse, I will possibly look to do things that are very out of the ordinary for me. Generically, leveraged funds. I might do a cash out refinance. But listen, I honestly don't think things will be that bad, Estia. Like, we could see, I don't know, 15, 20% drop. That's what I would predict. If we go, I believe by the end of next week, we would see about a 15, 20% drop. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Your best advice for Bitcoin believers as Bitcoin agnostic. So if you're a believer in it in the long term, then you should have a decent amount of your money invested in it, right? Like maybe 5% of your overall net worth. So where I struggle, right? The Bitcoin believers have been right the entire time. Imagine if you put your entire net worth into Bitcoin at the very beginning, how you'd feel now. If Bitcoin ends up going to 20 or 30 million, imagine how happy you'd be if you put your whole net worth into it. The problem is, what if it doesn't do that? What if it collapses or stagnates or something replaces it? right? Something new comes along that people move their money into. Quantum computing cracks the key phrases in 9 minutes, things like that. So you want to hedge. This is why diversification is important. You increase your ceiling by investing a lot into something, but your floor goes all the way to the bottom. So if you're a true believer in it, invest a decent amount, but maybe not everything. What motivates you to live every day when very few watch you? Hats off to your consistency or perseverance. So no account. I mean, I have millions of views across all platforms. I do this to help a few people. Like my most recent, I don't think YouTube cares if I say this, but my Instagram post from 2 weeks ago has like 600,000 views, couple thousand reshares, couple thousand saves. That clip alone will help thousands of people if they follow it. That's why I do this. I want to help people get better with their money, even if that's one person. Even if the only people I ever help are sitting in these rooms right now, that matters to me. Because I will have an actual real impact on their lives. I'm a huge believer in Bitcoin, but I would say don't put more than you are willing to lose. I buy every day at 8 a.m. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, Estia. Oh man, I don't want to give the spoiler alert, but that's what I put in the video, essentially. I wasn't sure if he was talking about the beard. 15-20% drop in stock market. Did I hear that correctly? If we put boots on the ground in Iran, board shells, that's what I would predict. Not my last one, Luca. The one that I posted on the 19th of March. It's about essentially not maxing out your mortgage. And I don't know if 500, 600,000 views is viral. I remember you talking about the one that went viral, then you took it down. Yeah, that was sad, Luca. That was sad. Unc, I really want to go into the scrap industry and recycling in India. It's not even saturated, and I see a huge market unnoticed, but I don't have the funds, and I have the will and the idea where to start. Okay, so RJS, are there people you could talk to? Right? Like, how do you meet people in India who have the finances to do it? And are you able to start it on a small scale? Right? Because if you're able to start it on a small scale, hey, thanks, Luca. It's been pretty wild. Here, let me look at the stats here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh, wow. It's even more than I thought. Let's see here. So it has, wow, 665,000 views. I've gotten almost 700 follows from it. It has over 2,000 shares, 800 saves, and over 7,000 likes or reactions. This clip means significantly more to me, Luca, than the first one that went viral. Because that first one wasn't really a way to truly help people. I wouldn't follow it down to zero, but I have money in the stock market and it shouldn't affect my retirement. Yep. So, Esdia, the main reason, I don't know if we've talked about this, but I'm not anti-Bitcoin or crypto. It's just not easy for me to own it. I don't want to have to go and create a new account, essentially, and I don't really feel like buying an ETF. But if Bitcoin were to ever tank to a crazy level, I would consider buying some even of the ETF if I thought it was going to have a crazy rebound. Nope, I don't have people, maybe a family friend in UK, but yes, I can start on a small scale. Okay, so if you start on a small scale and show that it works, that's how you get people with real money involved, RJS. Morgan Stanley just announced a few days ago that they are making their own Bitcoin ETF. Man, see, my main issue now is it's becoming less decentralized. I don't like the ETFs because it's going to get to the point when you have all of these things they are able to now manipulate the markets. It stinks. Hey, thanks, Luca. I appreciate it. Also, I have a new profile picture in Discord. Is it okay if I send you friend requests and ask for PFP opinion? How much aura does it have? 1 to 10? Let's see. Let's see. Yes, I'm not on Discord right now. I just realized. Let me go ahead and open that bad boy up. Let's take a look at it. Ooh! Yeah, Luca. All right, so the cigarette is maybe my least favorite thing about it, but it rips. It rips. It's swagorified. Oh yeah, swagorified. I was thinking of government loans. I mean, that works, RJS, if you can show them. Whoops, let me check here. I'm really sorry. This is going to be awkward when this dude gets here, guys. Wait, that can't be right. It says he's still 19 minutes away. I'm thinking this is not updating right. Yeah, that can't be right. Give me a sec here, guys. Give me a sec. I'm going to go check. Well, I also hear that some of the ETF issuers are talking about in-kind redemptions to wallets, but you have to have a certain amount. Okay. You see that sort of thing happening, SDA, with precious metals. Like the precious metals fund I own, I actually own gold and silver through that fund, and I can take hold of it, but I also have to have a certain amount in it before I can do that. Problem is I have to bet everything to reach even small scale. My time and money needed is quite big for me. So you got to decide if the juice is worth the squeeze, RJS. Is the juice worth the squeeze? I would put it at least an 8.5, Luca. At least an 8.5. Oh. I was meant to be kind of cringy since Discord is not very professional for what I use it for. Just friends pretty much. Yes. It's got at least the 8.5 rating. So RJS, right? Is it worth growing broke for? Right? Because this is, I'm in a little bit different situation here with Free Advice Guy. But I'm literally willing to spend every dollar I have to try and help other people. It is even more because of Iran war. Interesting. I use sunglasses, cigar, and a filter to kind of abstract my face. I don't know if it's kind of weird, but I'm kind of scared of AI using my face for anything. I get it. Would you say Bitcoin is a worthwhile bet? So there are a lot of things about it that would say maybe. That would lean me towards yes. But there are things that lean me towards no. My main concern with it is its cost right now, even though there are people who think it could go to 20 million. Right? 20, 30 million. So it's hard to give a definitive answer. I got it. You are a man who is really trying to help people. Others just want views. I appreciate your intentions. Thanks, no account. We are trying. Don't get me wrong. The views will help more people. You know what I mean? But yes. I heard that Facebook uses automatically your face for training AI. Yep. I've heard that as well with Facebook. Does revocable trust have the same setup basis as an individual account? Just irrevocable trust does not. All right, so this is where you're going to want to talk with the attorney specifically, but that is my belief, or that is my understanding, board shells. Because a revocable, you could take it back anytime. You are still fully in control. Whereas an irrevocable trust, you're out. It's no longer yours. Yes, Lucas said it there. I would like the views to get in touch with more people, because I don't know if you're still here or no account, but I'm a CFP professional financial advisor. I'm a true fiduciary. I have to do what's in people's best interest, and there's not many people on the internet like me. All right, there's a lot of people who talk and a lot of people who will say things, but not many people who will actually put their backing on it, right? Like, if I tell somebody to do something and I'm wrong, I could get sued for it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people put in there not advice. I don't put in not advice. Everything I say, I fully back. That's why I speak in caveats, and that's why SD, it's hard to say for sure you should buy that or you shouldn't buy that. Because if I tell you to and it goes to zero, man. I mean, oil from you get plastics. If I recycle plastic using extruders and washers, you could sell it back to the manufacturers. And I can slowly expand to aluminum and silicone and different stuff. Well, see, even with that, I would pick one, RJS. What's the least amount of money that you can do to focus on one thing? That's what it is. Hold on, I need to go open up all the locks and stuff, just in case dude gets here. He can ring the doorbell. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Tell me where to invest my piggy bank of 2645 so I can make 10 million from it, or else I will sue you. Yeah, unfortunately, I always tell people the same thing. That would be tough. Plastic. All right. So if you can do it for the lowest overhead possible, RJS, you give yourself the best chance. And then as you're doing it, start a social media following. Get people to understand what you're doing and to see the success. After she was gone, using it to pay off my house was nice. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's been the Bitcoin believers have been correct this whole time. Will they be correct forever? It's hard to say. Can your business borrow against your own individual taxable account? I'm thinking directly, not you personally borrowing and then putting funds into that business. I don't know the legalities of crossing and how that would affect anything. I'll make a structure and follow it. The planning and structuring itself of the mini plant will take 2 weeks at minimum. Yeah. Okay, does that mean he's here? All right, he's arrived. I will be right back. I might be gone like 5 to 10 minutes. If you guys leave me, I understand. I apologize, but I have to take care of this. My AC is not working, and I live in Arizona. 1 sec. We are back. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, that was like 12 minutes or so. My apologies, guys. Yes, I am fixing the AC. I gotta go, Unc. If you see this, I'm going for dinner. All right, RJS. I hope I helped, brother. I hope I helped. All right, what have I missed out? Found out until recently, Croatia has total 30% in emergency supplies. Yo, that sounds extremely low. We're looking for good financial advice. Not your best one. Wait, give me money for gas. People, best financial advice I would give you is to give me money. Oh, man. Luke, what is going on in Croatia? Any gas price spikes so far? I'm not sure what's going on in Croatia. I like the party idea. All right, what am I missing here? This chair is so much fun. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I am Croatian. I do like Serbs. I mean, working class, honorable people, families. I think other people who are trying to divide us, that are the issue. Yeah, they're trying to do that all over the world. All over the world, they want us divided. They want you hating me hating you, us hating each other. They're doing a good job of making people who are the same hate each other, which is kind of wild. Which is kind of wild. A lot of people here do have a lot of hatred, especially recently. Tensions grew, so I hope it's not going to be anything because wars are horrible. Yep. Remember to like and subscribe or you're kind of cringe. Thanks, Luca. We are about 3 hours away from the video releasing. I am very nervous. I am very nervous. And also very excited. Very excited. It's a very short video as well. I don't know if you guys are going to like this or not, but it's less than 4 minutes long. That will be midnight for me, so I'll probably see it tomorrow. Hey, that's all good, Luca. I like the waves. I found out from YouTube's algorithm, if I link the video directly from here and I send it to you guys and you watch it and like it, it's different than if you just log on to YouTube, my video pops up and you click it and you watch it and you like it. That matters to them, I guess. The best money I ever spent was on my computer chair. I bought a Herman Miller Embody gaming chair. Haven't had any back pain since. Dude, Esdia, that's literally. Are you saying that because that's what this is? Can you see this? I think the blue wore off, and actually another piece of this actually came off. That's interesting. But that's the Logitech. It's got the blue. You probably can't see it. But this is the Herman Miller Embody gaming chair. And this is the best chair I've ever owned. And I've probably owned like 15 to 20 chairs. It was, yeah, the best investment I could have made. Like, I could pretty much sit here all day and not have any issues. Plus, I like that if I really feel like going into slacker mode, I could drop way back here. Or I can go into mid-slacker mode, or I can go into, I just want to lean back a little bit. 3-4 minutes is not that short of a time span, she said. Yeah, I'm hoping that with the length of the video, it will fit on YouTube. People who really want to learn about it, because I think a lot of people, they know what they know about Bitcoin, but they're waiting for some sort of encouragement. So in the video, I actually give people a suggestion that if you're wanting to invest but you're hesitant, here's a way to think about it. I know you guys won't care about this, but Team Heretics and Na'Vi just played each other at the very same time in Valorant and in Marvel Rivals. Na'Vi won in Valorant, but lost in Rivals. It's 2,300 now. Yo, yeah, same thing, Estia. I got a 20% off coupon when it was like $1,800. So I think I spent, after shipping and all that, about $1,500. It is crazy that it's a $2,000 chair now. I bet you I could sell this for about what I paid for it. But I'm never selling it. All right. I'm going to, since we're just hanging out here. Yo, I just heard that guy on the roof. He just knocked stuff down. One of my guilty pleasures, it's not a guilty pleasure, I guess, but I like watching some car detail videos. So like the Detail Geek on YouTube is one of my absolute favorites. And then Beard Meets Food is another one of my absolute favorites. Those are pretty much the only two videos I watch religiously on a week in, week out basis. But if you're into conspiracies and things like that, the Y-Files is one of my favorites. I like the way he covers them. Yo, no way. I wish he would announce where he's going. I would love to meet that guy, but he always just randomly runs into fans. Like, I think he went to a place in Arizona sort of recently as well. But he, for the videos he's releasing right now, they were filmed in like October or November of last year. Because he also has his show that he's doing now. It was the breakfast he did in Idaho. Nice. Hey, so do you think that no accounts guy was being genuine? Or do you think he was coming to softly roast me? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know about no accounts. Cash Rolly? No, I did not. I did not. Random fact about me, I don't have much gas. Bro, if I farted, I'd tell you. Everybody farts. I just don't do it very often. Oh wait, that was me. I just checked. Never mind. All right, get that cleaned up, Cash Roll. I have all my investment accounts and everything to be given to my mom upon my death. But do you think I should set up a will or a trust? As long as your beneficiaries are set up, like a transfer on death for your taxable accounts and beneficiaries inside of your IRA, you should be just fine. You want to let your heirs know, but I'm assuming you have a plan for if she passes before you. My mom dies, I don't want my ex-wife to get my money. Yes. Yeah. I would definitely make sure you have a... so you can also have a to my descendants who survive me per stirpes. That's a very common one. You can also name your children. But where you will want to consider having a will and a trust set up is if you might pass after your mom while your children are still minors. Because then you can kind of set up the parameters with how you want the money distributed. It depends on how it's left, right? Because that's where the minors thing comes into play. Because if they're minors, Someone has to be assigned as a oh man, a custodian. So technically, it's their money, but she has control if she becomes the custodian. Divorce laws are horrible in USA. It's insane in so many places in West. It's so biased towards women. Some places are getting better about it, Luca. Like in Arizona, it's assumed 50-50 custody. But there's still a bunch of things that happen to men here that are not cool. I don't know if I've shared the experience, but my friend's wife put him through the ringer, said he abused the kids and all that sort of stuff after. Had to go through 2 years with a best interest attorney who came to the conclusion that she was lying. But he lost 2 years with his kids because of it. One of my kids has special needs. Even if he was an adult, would she have access to the money? It all depends on who the custodian is, Estia. That's where the trust and the will becomes important. So you might, like, they have special needs trusts, right? And you could set them up at places so that the institution is the custodian. So she never controls it. And you set up the parameters in your will and in your trust for them to follow. Purposeful false accusation should get punished. Crazy it isn't. Agreed. And then what I also found weird, and I understand he's a good man. I told him he should go for full custody because he has proof that she lied, not in the best interest of the children. And he was like, no, I don't want to keep their mom away from them. I'm like, I mean, didn't she kind of show she's willing to do things not in their best interests? Like, I don't know. That's how I felt. But I understand. He's a good man. He's a better man than me. Should probably keep my headphone off like this in case he comes in. But yeah, special needs trusts. There are specialty like attorneys out there who could set that up for you. Specialty places where you can. I can't tell if he's knocking or that's on the roof. But specialty, they set it up special for you, and they could follow all your directions. One of my kids already did that one. Even with 100% custody, he could still have the kids visit the mom. Just with full custody, has more possibilities. He should have taken that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I would definitely look into it, Estia. It will give you a lot of peace of mind, even while you're living. That if something were to happen to you, you know he's going to be taken care of after you pass. I think they made his autism sound more surreal than it actually is. He's a very good kid. I gotta be hesitant. I gotta be careful how I respond to this, Estia. It's possible. It's also the case that a lot of parents turn their kids against the other partner. Yeah, that's what happened to my. I forgot what they called it, but yeah, she. They made it so the daughter acted scared of the dad, and the problem is the best interest attorneys understand this. So like when she would show up to their visitation, she would act like she was really scared to go in and all that sort of stuff. But then within like 10 to 15 minutes, she was completely normal. And they're like, nah, if it's real trauma, they don't just become normal after 10 or 15 minutes. And it like resets every time she goes home. Can you guys hear him banging around? Uh, it was pretty nice. It's been cloudy the last few days. So today's high is upper 80s. All right, let me turn that off. I thought I already did. There we go. It was 32 degrees this morning here, and last week it was in the 80s. Whoo! Yeah, we reached 100 degrees very briefly, like 2 weeks ago. Then it came down. He's on the roof banging around on something. Yes, AC units on the roof. Car detailing is weirdly satisfying. I also like a channel called Big Time. That's bad timing, way out. Bad timing. I need to call my family real quick. It's going to take me 2 minutes. My son is starting an art class today. If you ever have to work again, do you think AI is going to make it much harder to get a job in the financial industry? No, at least not in the areas that I specialize in. There's still something to be said about the relationship side of finance. I think that's a big part of it, because there are people who will always want to work with a person, you know? So I don't want to say absolutely not. I don't think I'll have trouble, but it might be harder for people to get started, because I do think we'll have more AI advisors and stuff like that. Give me 1 sec to call the family real quick. I don't know nothing about cars, but I probably should as a guy. Nah, you can learn about cleaning them, Luca. That's what this is about. Big Time is about fixing cars and stuff like that. But yeah, the Detail Geek is just about cleaning them. All right, be right back. 1 sec. We're back. Ooh, what is Yugo 45, Borchells? What is Yugo 45? How long should I stream for today, guys? We're at 2 hours today. This is my longest YouTube stream in a while. I think I started episode 1. $12-hour stream. That's crazy. That's weird. Why did this open up in a brand new window? Oh yeah, I definitely watched part 1. I'll watch part 2 after the stream. Actually, I can watch it now. This animation is pretty cool, Way Out. Are you doing all the animation? Got some chores to do. I'm listening but can't type. That's okay, Luca. Ooh, that's cool. Emily CC has been streaming for 1,607 days straight. Like, she takes breaks, no? Obviously, she sleeps, but, like, has her stream been live for that long? Where does she stream? Wow. Yeah, she's been live for a while now. She has 404. Wow, I stream 24/7. She has over 400,000 followers. Wow. Putting together my new room. 4 years. 1,607 days live 24/7. Wow. How has she not had like an internet problem during this time? She has released vids on the Nightlights Drawing YouTube of her drawings and pics for the show. That is sick. You have so much content, Way Out. It's hard to keep up. Yep. Live the whole time on Twitch. I think she's sleeping right now. She's got to be. There's nothing going on there. Getting to sleep midday. I have a Mercedes-Benz diesel from 1998. Really love that car. That seems like back when it was still a... that seems like when they were still made good. Wait, I need to... How many people are watching her right now? She has 180 people just watching her nothing stream right now. Man, that's the way to go. 4,000 subs. That's since she's probably partner plus. That's like over $12,000 in sub money. That's crazy. She's making $144,000 a year just on subs, if that's her normal subs. Yeah, I like that. Thanks, Way Out. Kai Cenat gave her a boost and she had like 30K subs at one point. That's crazy. It'd be nuts if somebody big came in and gave me a boost. Oh man, 2.5 hours until release, guys. 2.5 hours. Whoops. We have 9 channels that release. Woo! Yeah, I don't really have as much time. I only probably get to watch 2 to 3 hours of YouTube a week now. It has ashtrays in front and back, a car truly made by men, some Germans with steel, some Hans with huge. Let's not go there. I did like the Bitcoin video. I think you should make more opinion videos like that. All right, so the good news, SDF, my next four, well, I guess three. If you count today, my next four releases are going to be educational. We're doing Bitcoin today, gold, silver next Friday. I think newer used car after that. And then, hold on, let me see. Is it financial topics? Give me one sec here. Nope, that isn't it. Sure, close that. Let's see, is it scripts? What stinks is the one I'm really excited about. The one I'm really excited about, the snowball versus avalanche method, it broke. I was out of focus, I guess, during the whole filming, so that doesn't work. For your gaming stream, send me clips. I can release it on the gaming channel with your links like we normally do. I don't really clip anything from gaming anymore. That's the only problem. All right, so snowball versus avalanche. Oh, is 1 million enough to retire, SDia? Snowball versus avalanche. And then I think we did, man, what was the other one? Do you think you'll ever have option for people to call you here on live? So, Borchels, you could fit up to 3 women in the car legally. 4 is risky, and any more quite risky. So I have thought about it. The problem is if I do a live call in and people say wild stuff, I could get banned, and I'm not really willing to risk that. So I do more live calls. So people for sure, this feels weird to say, but people who are a part of a paid tier on Patreon, I would do live calls with them. If they were a part of the Discord server or whatever for a long time and I felt I knew them, I'd probably do it on there. But I don't know that I would ever trust someone just off the rip to do it. Yeah, I would do a call with Way Out or Night Lights for you, those of you who don't know his other name. The next episode is about us being on a desert planet. A carnivorous plant tries to eat us. All right. But yeah, it makes me nervous, Borchels. We could collab. You give people financial advice, and I give people love advice. Ooh, Luca, sounds good. What's up, Medium? Many financial channels in India are saying retirement funds in North America will be affected due to the Arab countries pulling out of an American bond markets. If that were to happen, Medium, I think one, we'd see it in the short term. I don't think it would be in the long term. And if it were the long term, it would take a long time to happen. America's influence is still too great for something like that on a widespread scale, I believe. Oh, I think he's here. Give me one sec, guys. Well, that's not the news you hope for. Are you afraid of getting sued? No, I'm not worried about it, Luca. I don't actually give full-scale advice on stream. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not concerned with it because I don't actually give advice on stream. The only things I ever tell people definitively to do are to have a budget and build an emergency fund. I never tell somebody how to invest or what to invest in or anything like that. But I do apologize, guys. I have to go ahead and end stream. I got some bad news. They're recommending a full-on repair or a full-on replacement of my AC unit. So now I got to call the warranty company, find out if they're worth their salt, talk to my wife, and see what we want to do. So that kind of stinks. The CBO says that we only have till 2032 till the Social Security Trust Fund runs out. Do you think Congress is going to do something to continue to pay 100% of the benefits? It's a really good question. I do think so. Or they'll change it. Because I think they already changed that you have to be older to qualify for full, right? Wasn't that something that was passed, or am I making that up? Something they were thinking about? Oh, man. Man. Bad news. Bad news today. I do think they'll do something because whatever happens when and if Social Security becomes a thing that can no longer be paid, there will be political retribution. And nobody wants to pay the piper on that. Yeah, I'm gonna head out of here, Luca. I got some calls I have to make and everything. Something like that, Estia. They have cheaper options, but be around that range. See you, Luca. I should be back tomorrow, I think. But that's bad news. I will be streaming tomorrow for sure on the Patreon in the morning or at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And then, yeah, but don't forget, Luca and anybody else who hasn't seen it yet, even you, SD, if you want, the video will be releasing on YouTube at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So, yeah, would love for you guys to watch it. Watch the full thing. Give it a like. Put a comment if you'd like. And, yeah, I would love some feedback on it as well. So, all right. I will be back tomorrow. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Bye.